Yo, what's going on guys? It's EsteeMcCrawly coming to you guys with another video. I'm really excited for this one. As you can read up there on top of the video, it says Battle Spot Special Battle. This is using the VGC 2016 rules. This is the first battle I had, first Wi-Fi battle with these VGC 2016 rules. I'm really excited. I think that the rules are pretty interesting, now that you can use the two legendaries, non-event ones, but it adds a little bit of spice to the game, changes it up a little bit, because there weren't that many new Pokemon in Generation 6. So adding in, and plus it's been out for a while. It came out in 2013, I believe. So it's been a while since we've had these, and so the only new thing would be the new Mega Evolutions. But we got this new rule too. So as you can see right here, my four Pokemon, I have Porygon 2, Sylveon, Groudon, and Venusaur. That is a Mega Venusaur. What isn't there is my Dialga and Cresselia. So I will tell you, this is a Trick Room team. Both Porygon 2 and Cresselia have the Trick Room, and I like Groudon. I think he's really strong. He doesn't have very many weaknesses. I do have the Mega Venusaur because I EV and IV trained it to where it can take down a Kyogre as 6 EV HP Kyogre with 0 special defense EVs. I knows Frenzy Plant just for that. So that's a little bit about my team. Now let's go ahead and get into the battle. So here, just being a little bit of a noob, looking at his team, I decided to go with my Porygon 2 and my Sylveon. I love these two as shinies. They remind me of cotton candy. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but I just see that blue and I think of cotton candy. So I start with the Porygon 2, get that download attack boost. Doesn't really help me out with anything. I'm a special attacker. He starts out with his Kyogre and his Thundurus. So I love these animations too, by the way, of the Primal Evolutions. I absolutely love it. The Primal Reversion, whatever you want to call it. So here, that's what we're going to start out with. And I go with the Detect. I was expecting an Origin Pulse from the Kyogre, so I Detect. And he goes for the Role Play, which I found pretty interesting. I assume he thought I was going to switch out into Groudon right there, and that was his way of keeping the rain on the field, because that would have absolutely floored my Groudon. But he gets a hit on the Porygon 2. It's holding the Eviolite, obviously, and I get that Trick Room up turn 1. So it really puts things in my favor this battle. I'm definitely slower. These Pokemon are trained to be slower. Here I take out my Porygon 2. I want to preserve it, and I also want to send out the Groudon. So this is going to change up the weather. It's going to fizzle out those water type moves. Still kind of learning about, and here I was kind of still learning about it, and I got a better concept about it. But here I switch out my Groudon, and this Sylveon is more, it's like a special attacking, special defensive Sylveon. It's more for defenses. It knows Reflect, but it's also got that Hyper Voice, going to take advantage of that Pixelate ability. He switches in his Groudon here. I don't know if he was predicting the switch or what, but it probably helps out with. And I go for the Detect here because I was expecting something like a Thunder Wave from the Thundurus, but he goes for the Taunt, which kind of shows me there that he doesn't have too much for my team, especially for the Groudon. And here he immediately switches back in the Kyogre. Get that rain up. I've seen the weather control is really important on this, so kind of something that annoys me a little bit because there's only 2 and you constantly have to switch out to win the quote-unquote weather war. But here I go for the Hyper Voice just to get that damage off, and I wasn't really predicting that switch. That was kind of newbie, but I went for the Fire Punch and it doesn't do anything. Here's going to go for the Mega Evolution. He's definitely going to be targeting my Sylveon. He can easily take it out with an Iron Head. So I just go for the Hyper Voice anyways, and what surprised me there is that my Sylveon was slower than the Mawile, and that's why I won in Trick Room. That really, really, really shocked me. But my Sylveon goes down right there. It's fine. And I go for the Precipice Blades, and I hit both Pokemon, which is fantastic. That's easily going to take them both down. So that really puts things in my advantage here. I'm already up 3-2. And I know one of his Pokemon is a Thundurus. And my Groudon runs Rock Slide, specifically for stuff like Talonflame, easily taken out with the Rock Slide. And any other flying type, really. So I go back out in my Porygon 2 because I knew that Thundurus was coming back out. So my Porygon 2 has Ice Beam, so that'll really help me out with that damage. And he also has a Weavile, which also is weak to Rock Slide. So I say this is fantastic. I can go for a Rock Slide and hit both of them, do some heavy damage on both of them. So here I go for the relatively obvious play. He goes for the Fake Out, which is fine, which is really good. And he goes for another taunt on me. I found that kind of interesting. Here I have Protect on my Porygon 2. I don't have Recover, which I don't know how I kind of feel about that. But you see the Ice Beam takes it halfway down. I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. 2-hit KO. And I pop the Citrus Spray. I'm like, okay, that's fine. At least it's going to be 2 more and it's over. And he goes for the low kick. So I thought he went for the low kick on the Porygon 2. But yeah, he goes for the Thunder, which misses. Obviously in support with the Kyogre that's going to hit. And I get the double miss on the Rock Slide, which is terrible. If it hit one, it would have easily or it would have taken out either one, I'm sure. And here he goes for the knockoff, finally knocking off my Eviolite and dealing tons of damage. I'm surprised he didn't go for that sooner. But here he goes for the Thunder and he hits it. So we've seen a lot of Thundurus' moves, and he can't really touch my Groudon with that Thundurus, which is perfectly fine with me. And that Weavile can't really do too much either. Here I go for the Fire Punch because I didn't want to miss. And obviously it's got the Focus Sash, which is fine with me. But now when I come in with one of my Pokemon I come in with the Venusaur. And you might be wondering why I came in with the Venusaur. But this Venusaur, normally his ability, well, he has 3 abilities, but this one has Chlorophyll, which means his speed will get boosted in the sun. But my Mega Venusaur has Thick Fat, and I found that it's a really good option for this meta, because there's a lot of Kyogre. Kyogre is shut down by him. He can't use any water type move, and he's got Ice Beam almost always. But I got Thick Fat, which is going to deal less, and also with the Groudon, just in case. So you see that Icicle Crash does absolutely nothing, but I get the Rock Slide to hit both of them, and that's going to be the battle. But I really enjoyed this. I really like this new format. I find it interesting. I do find it kind of annoying that you can't use any other weather type Pokemon, but I really like it's a little bit different. There's a few Pokemon that are more common, like the Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, Mega Rayquaza sometimes, and Xerneas, of course. But that's pretty much it. I'm really hoping to do some more battles like this, and I'll keep on uploading some interesting battles, see how far I can get, see if I get any changes on my team. Maybe I'll even do a video explaining about my team, why I chose what I did. But hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.